All right, guys, I'm back. It's May 20th, and I got three players that I absolutely love the opportunities to incorporate into some player props. But before we get into it, you know what we got to do. We got to recap yesterday. Oh, we missed the sweep again by one. Are you kidding me, Juan Soto? Guerrero Jr. Singled twice. He did that early. It was really good. Got that out of the way for us, and then he singled later in the game. A rise, which was in the video for Saturday, which was rained out. His matchup versus Bryce Elder happened today or Sunday, and he singled twice. And Juan Soto couldn't get it done for us. Oh, come on, man. You had a really great matchup, but, you know, you can't win every time. But, man, 21-6 run on our baseline predictions to at least record a hit in the short term. It wasn't too long ago. We went 5 for 5 and hit 5 of 6 3-4 days ago. And just the last 2 days alluded to the sweep. We alluded to sweep by one today and yesterday. So, you know, what can we do? We got three more players coming up, and I think we can get it done. But we'll see. Let's recap the season here. All right, in our last 136 batters that I recommended on this channel as a baseline just to record a hit, we've hit 101 of those 136, and they're not just recording a hit. They're hitting multiple times. And when they do hit, they're hitting doubles, triples, and home runs. I mean, you know, they're doing way more than just the baseline a lot of the times. So, like I said, I created this channel for you guys to come in, and I do all the legwork, and I hope on these slides to get you enough information that it's not making your head spin, and you can use it, you know, to identify the opportunities that you feel the most comfortable with when you're building your, you know, multi-leg parlays, if that's what you do, or if you're taking these a lot of times like I am for the over 1.5 total bases and and just don't even deal with the parlays. A lot of times just do individual bets. You might play the hits, runs, RBIs. The bottom line is I create these slides for you guys to come in and hopefully be able to identify ones, like I said, that you feel really confident with. I lay out a case on why I think this is a great matchup, batter versus pitcher, and you guys run with it and take it, you know, and use them in any way, shape, or form that you deem, you know, that fits your betting, your way that you bet. So, all right, let's move on. All right, if 101 hits out of 136 suggested batters on the channel at 74% hit rate wasn't good enough for you, well, I've in the last month or so, I created some new criteria to hopefully increase the rate even more. And like I said, we've hit 42 of 52 under this new criteria, about 81 to 82% hit rate. So it's significantly increased our chances to, you know, select players to record a hit. And I have three plays today, and it just so happens that all three fall under this extra criteria. So at least historically, we've been hitting this at like 81% out of the last 52. So, you know, maybe you feel a little more comfortable today with that extra measure in place. So let's get right to our best, our three options for today. Actually, really quick, first, consider tipping, and I don't want any money. You can see what's in the tip jar, baby. It's the subscribe button if you haven't hit that yet, and the like button. All you got to do is hit that. It's free of charge. This is totally free. All you got to do is click your finger on that like button, and that's the only payment I ever want for me to, you know, it takes some time to put these slides together. So I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like button. That's all I ever ask. It's not too hard, is it? And it's totally free. All right, let's get right to these three plays that I absolutely love. All right, first matchup, Kyle Tucker versus Reed Detmers. And when you look at the pitch usage percentage, the top three balls that Detmers throws, the number one or the most frequent ball he throws is a four-seam fastball, and he throws it at 46% on average this year. You know, my preference, I love it. I love when you have a pitcher that has like close to 50+% of his pitches one pitch. You know why? Common sense says that maybe it's just easier for the batter to identify the pitches. You know, if he's going to throw the four-seam fastball 46%, And his second most pitched, the slider at 23. You got like almost 70% of his pitches in just two of them right there. So it's really easy to identify if he's throwing very few different pitches versus a pitcher that has like, his top pitches at 23% and so on down the line. And you got to like worry about 5 different pitches. Common sense says if you have to contend with fewer pitches, it's going to be easier to identify which ones are coming at you. And in theory, maybe you have a better chance to record a hit. I don't know. I just use common sense sometimes. But also, I follow the numbers. So the numbers say that Reed Detmers at 46% of the time, his four-seam fastball, he's giving that up at a 266 batting average, which is pretty, that's not that great. It's not horrible, and I like that because what has Kyle Tucker done all season against the four-seam fastball? He's only hitting it at a 322 batting average, so I love this opportunity, like I said, because I think it's going to be easy for him to identify which pitches are coming at him because there's going to be fewer options than like a pitcher that, like I said, throws 5 different balls that you kind of got to watch out for. So moving on to slider, he's throwing that at 23% of the time, 250 batting average given up. Reed Detmers and Tucker's hitting that at a 360 rate all season long. Absolutely amazing. And then the third most pitch, like I said, only 16% of the time he throws the change up, and he's giving it up at a 257 batting average on the year. And what does Kyle Tucker do? If you want to throw that change up every once in a while, it turns out he likes hitting that. He's got a season average of it versus the change up of 600. For a batting average. Absolutely amazing. Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Kyle Tucker. He represents the worst 1% 1 percentile of possible matchups for Reed Detmers. Tucker's been heating it up, man. He's got one of the hottest batters of late, just off the top of my head. He's recorded at least 22 recorded at least one hit in 22 of his last 28 games. I'm so excited, guys. I'm all discombobulated. I got to tone it down a little bit. But, he had 2 home runs yesterday. It's absolutely amazing. And sometimes I don't like when you play a player, if especially if you didn't play him the day before, when you could have capitalized on those 2 home runs. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, man, are these teams not going to want to pitch anything for him to hit, knowing that he just belted 2 home runs? The good thing is it happened against the Milwaukee Brewers. So this is a new series. It's up against the LA Angels. So I think it's a little different than if a team sees you done that, and then the next day they're like, they're playing you again. They're like, no, screw you. You ain't going to see nothing. So it does give me a little pause, but it's definitely not going to stop me from this amazing opportunity because you hit 2 home runs the night before, you got to be feeling real good. And that's what you want. You want to select players that are doing well, that are feeling it. Because when you're feeling it and you have the confidence, you have a better opportunity for success, right? That's almost the same for anything in life, right? In any facet of life. When you have the confidence, it's easier to have the success than when you don't have confidence, right? Okay, so I'm blabbling on here. He's hitting 280 batting average on the season versus left-handed pitchers. His barrel rate is in the good range. His ISO rate is knocking on the door in the elite range. I have him as a home run threat because, I don't know, when's the last time he hit a freaking home run? Oh, yeah, yesterday, 2 of them. And he has the power for extra bases, obviously. So the over 1.5 total bases is in play. But as always, I just say all the time, the baseline prediction is to at least record a hit. Now, I went way overboard on my time allotted for Tucker here, so I will go a little bit quicker for the last 2 players. So let's move on. All right, next matchup, Shohei Ohtani versus Joe Mantoplay. Before we get into it, this could be the first one of the season that I'm aware of that this new trend of the last, I don't know how many years, more recent years, where a team will throw out their a reserve pitcher for the first inning. And then after that, then they allow the actual starter to play in the second inning and on, which I think is going to be, what's his name? Slade Ciccone, okay? So, there's multiple sites saying that Slade Ciccone is going to be the starter, and then other sites are saying Joe Mantoplay is going to be the starter because think that maybe they think he's going to be, like I said, the reserve pitcher that is going to actually start, but he's not going to be really a starter. He's just going to start for the first inning, and then Cicconi's probably going to come. So a little bit of a thing to kind of work through. Bottom line is if that's the case, and he's going up against man play and for the first inning, Shohei Ohtani's going to be going up against him because he's going to be in the top of the lineup there. So he's going to go against man to play. So he throws the sinker at 41% of the time. He gives up a batting average of 250. And what does Ohtani do against a sinker all season? You can see it on the screen right there. He kills it at a 469 batting average. The next pitch, a 31% change up. He's giving that up at a pretty solid 211 batting average. But, I still think that Shohei Ohtani versus Manipulate, I think it's advantage Ohtani to the tune of he loves hitting that change up. At about a 368 batting average. And then the curveball, he doesn't really command that very well, man to play. He's got a batting average against of 316. And Ohtani says, I like that one more than any of the other ones because I hit that one at 500. So Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Ohtani. He represents the worst 1 percentile of man to play. He's been hot all season long. He's recorded at least one hit in 36 of his last 45 games. Ohtani's hitting 400 just in the last 2 weeks. 400 batting average versus left-handed pitchers. His barrel rate's in the elite range. His ISO rate is in the elite range. So is he a home run threat? I mean, you guys know the answer. Of course he is. And he has the power for extra bases, of course. I'm probably going to play him for the over 1.5 total bases type of play. But as always, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. Now, if Manta plays not the starter and it's just going to be straight Ciccone, like a traditional start, I love that matchup anyways. I won't get really into it, but I did reference the fact that I love when a pitcher his first pitch is a large percentage of his pitch arsenal. Ciccone, he throws the fastball 57% of the time. So and then the second most pitch is 20% the slider, and Ohtani's crushing both of them at a greater than a 350 batting average. So I love this opportunity for Shohei Ohtani, regardless of who he sees in the first inning or what have you in any inning. So consider Shohei Ohtani, like I said, baseline prediction just to record a hit. All right, the final matchup I have for today, Jordan Westberg versus Sonny Gray. When you look at Sonny Gray's pitch arsenal, his number one pitch, or the most frequented ball he throws, is the four-seam fastball. At 24% of the time, he's not commanding that pitch very well. He's giving up that pitch at a 361 batting average against, and advantage Westberg because he loves to hit the four-seam fastball. He does it at a 324 batting average. The next most pitched ball at 19% is the curveball. Gray has a pretty good command of that one all season. He's giving up a 158 batting average to that, but I think advantage Westberg because he loves hitting that curveball to the tune of a 500 batting average. And then moving on to the cutter, not commanding that very well, Sonny Gray. He's giving that one up at a 350 batting average on the season. So I think advantage Westberg again, because he's hitting the cutter at 500 on the season, 500 batting average. So, maybe not the same pedigree or the name recognition as the other two, Kyle Tucker and Shohei Ohtani. But I just follow the numbers, okay? And, sometimes, biases come in and you're like, I don't know if I trust him, but like I said, I just trust the numbers. But, use any of these guys that you like today, that you feel comfortable. That's why I said I do all this work just for you guys to come in and identify the ones that you feel the most comfortable to use in whatever way you want to use them. So Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Westberg, represents the worst 1 percentile of possible matchups for Sonny Gray. He's recorded at least one hit in 24 of his last 30 games. In the last 14 days, Westberg is hitting 308 batting average for his right-handed pitchers. His barrel rate's just under the good range. His ISO rate is in the good range. I have him as a medium home run threat. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily play it, but I think he could get one. It's showing that he has the power and the barrel rate to medium value in terms of home run. He has the power for extra base hits, so I will consider the over 1.5 total bases. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Maybe I just feel comfortable with him personally. Just give me a hit. If you can get a hit and it's a single, maybe that's the max. That's the ceiling for him in my mind. So, like I said, baseline prediction is just to record a hit. There you go. 3 players. I absolutely love them. I hope they can get the job done. Let's go for a sweep for today because we eluded it the last 2 days by 1 player. I really feel good about all 3 of these. So, like I said, use them in any way, shape, or form that you like to. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.